bring snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I am here with Jokes and Sin. And listen, Marcus is in the building. You know this is a special one. We are about to have a very important discussion. One of the most important discussions we probably ever had in the history of Loaded Snacks. We're getting ready to decide the top 10 wrestlers of all time. Now, before we start going around and saying who has what on their list and all that, I'm just going to ask a question. Mm-hmm. Does anybody have any wrestlers on their list that are not from the WWE?
I don't.
I want to say, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I'm yes or no. I don't know. They've been in multiple companies.
I guess he means currently. Are they currently not?
Currently, I do have some. Currently, yes, they have some on my list who's not there currently.
Okay, got it.
Same. I can switch it up though on the fly, if need be.
Oh, I mean, that's not necessary. It doesn't matter. It's just wrestlers of all time. It's not top 10 WWE. It's not. I'm just asking the question. Yeah. Just to see. Just felt like we should do that. So here's what's happening. One, we're doing this because we should do this. But two, we are doing this because at Blerdcon this coming weekend, we are again going to do the top 10 wrestlers of all time. But of course, when we do that, we are going to allow the folks who are participating, hanging out with us in the room to help make the decision about who the top 10 wrestlers are. We are going to use this list to seed the top 3, 1, 2, and 3. So let me explain how this works. Jokes is going to be doing some math. We'll see how this works out. Here's how this is going to work. Each of us has our own top 10 list. You don't fight about the top unless there's something just that's stupid,
super ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't fight about the top 10s. We don't, whatever. Your list is your list, right? However, what we will be doing is tracking how many of the wrestlers are on multiple people's lists. And we will assign points based on whether they are on multiple lists or not. It does not matter if that person is number 10 on my list and number 2 on Sin's list. It doesn't matter where they fall, right?
No matter how many times.
Every list they're on, if their name comes up, they get a point. That's it, right? So the most points any one wrestler can have is 4, because there are 4 of us, okay? So any ties, then we have to do the arguing and the discussion or whatever about who should fall where based on those ties. And I have a feeling that there are going to be several of those.
Agree.
We will have to figure that out. That's the part of this that's going to take the longest. So what we're not going to do is waste any more time. We're going to go through our list. Each person is going to do their 10. From 10 all the way up through 1. Marcus, we're starting with you, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you said you could change your list on the fly. Let me tell you how you're getting ready to lock it in. That's why we're making it locked in. There won't be any, he said so-and-so, so now I'm going to, no, sir. Lock it in.
Lock it down.
Listening there.
Give me your 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
Okay. Starting off, I'm going to go Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, number 1. Okay. I'm going to go Stone.
Wait. Hold on.
Start at 10.
You're supposed to start at 10.
Hey,
that's your number 10?
10, Randy Orton.
Okay. So that's okay. So you're number 10.
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Number 9, Mick Foley.
Okay.
Number 8, Triple H.
Okay.
7, Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
8, 6, Undertaker.
Okay.
Decision.
5, AJ Styles.
Okay.
4, Okada from New Japan. 3, Will Ospreay. 2, Kenny Omega. And 1, MJF.
Right now, hold on. I just want to make sure. I catch this. So The Rock is not on your list.
Oh, then skip MJF, The Rock. There we go. Number 1.
What the hell?
Hey, jokes. I was letting him dig it. I was letting him dig himself a ditch.
But that's hold on. Unless I missed something, then if you take an MJ, that's 9. Did I miss? I don't. Okay, let me go back through because you just. It's got to be Mark. Always Marcus. So you had starting from the bottom. So you had Randy,
Yep.
Mick Foley,
Yep.
Triple H,
Yep.
Cody,
Yep.
Undertaker,
Yep.
AJ,
Yep.
Okada.
Yep.
I know my missing one. Osprey.
Mm-hmm.
That's the missing one I got. Cool. Osprey, Omega, and I'm getting rid of MJF.
See.
Got it. I love MJF, but I don't know if I put him in that
Number
class.
1.
Hey, listen, Marcus, I love you, but
Hey, look, I did it all off the fly. Off the fly. Look.
Hey, fine. I'm just gonna let the people in the comments have at it.
Hey, listen. All I'm gonna say is,
Yeah.
I asked before we started this. Were y'all ready? Do you have your list? And
I have the list. I just changed the order. It's all good.
Okay. All right.
no,
Okay. You know what?
It's his list.
It is
I'm not
his
mad at that.
list.
Yep, his list.
But having somebody go from number 1 to not on the list is crazy.
that's
It's
super on the fly.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what? Clip that content.
Facts.
Sin, you're next.
Sure.
Number 10.
All right, number 10. We got Charlotte Flair.
Interesting.
At number 9, we have the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. At number 8, we have Chris Jericho. At number 7, we have The Undertaker. At 6, we have Ric Flair. At 5, we have John Cena. At 4, we have Shawn Michaels. At 3, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin. At 2, we have The Rock. And at number 1, we have Triple H.
You got all
no
that?
mommy on the list. He has Charlotte Flair and no Bobby.
Hey,
What is going on?
we're talking.
Has
it's
hell
the
frozen
topic.
over?
We are talking
Listen,
about the
let's
topic.
get through it. We can fight later.
Yeah,
Like,
we can. Yeah.
There's going to be a fight, I'm
Ooh.
sure. You got all that, jokes?
Yep,
Are you sure?
got all of his.
Okay. Do you want him to reiterate just to be safe?
Nope, I got all his
You
tally
missed it.
marks.
Okay,
Got
cool.
all his tally marks.
Cool.
All right. You ready for mine?
Oh, you going? Let's go.
All right. Number 10, Shawn
Mhm.
Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Macho Man. Number 7, Andre the Giant.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Mick Foley, Mankind. however
Whatever
you want.
iteration you want to pick.
Yep. Number 4, Stone Cold.
What did I just do with Stone right there? Mm-hmm.
Number 3,
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You already know who number 1 is.
Woo!
All right, buddy.
It's your
What is
turn.
yours?
Cool. Number 10, Okada. Actually, I guess I should notate my stuff myself.
You do have to
You
notate.
might want to do that.
Exactly.
That's
Hey,
another
Joseph,
one.
you should notate yourself.
Should notate myself. Number 9, Randy Orton. Number 8 is Triple H. Number 7, Ric Flair. Hold on, did I skip a number? Did I say that in order?
10,
Okada,
9.
San Martino, Randy Orton, Triple
You
H.
you skip San Martino. That's
Yeah,
what
Didn't
you
you
say
did.
did.
That's what I
You
Martino.
missed.
didn't. You didn't
Got it.
say him. Yeah.
That's what I
Definitely
missed.
didn't say
So
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so let me square it back. 10 is Okada.
Okay.
9 is Bruno San Martino.
Okay.
8 is Randy Orton. 7 is Triple H. 6 is Ric Flair. 5 is Shawn Michaels. 4 is John Cena. Let's put your name in. Cool. Uh, The Rock. Before I
Okay.
lose track of myself.
So number 3.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, The Undertaker.
Mhm.
And number 1, Stone Cold.
I feel like he's missing one, but okay.
Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me count.
Like a person or a number?
Like,
Like a whole person in a number, but
no. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I got 10.
okay.
I got
All
10.
right. I mean, it is
Middle,
what it is. Let me
middle.
just tell you something. Here's the thing, Marcus. You've done a couple of these with us before, but like the beauty of these kinds of lists is when somebody brings something up later on and you go,
Yep.
I forgot about
Yeah.
so
He got me.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
bet
all.
Okada was on his list at the beginning. I bet he added once I said Okada. I bet it.
No, I
Totally
will
possible.
definitely. No, it would absolutely. Because when you said that, I was just like,
So
Mhm.
somebody got bumped. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My
Originally,
list,
Macho
nobody
Man was
on
on
my
mine.
list is new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I mean? Nobody on my list is new. All right, so Jokes, you got a little math to do. So while you're doing that,
Mhm. I'm gonna go ahead and start up our
let's
four.
get into some of the mind frame of like why we put people where we put them on our personal list or whatever, while Jokes is kind of working through
Mm-hmm.
who's got how many points and what that really means and all of that. So let's start with you, Marcus. You went first, so I don't even think you remember your list.
I don't. I don't. Don't even ask me to like re-go through it. I don't. And I closed out the notepad Word document.
Oh
which
So
is
gosh.
which is which is fine. Here's what I want to know about it then. For the people that you picked, right? Like how difficult, clearly you just rattled some names off. They all matter to you in some manner. So we didn't put rules on what qualifies someone as one of the top 10 of all time. So what are the criteria that you feel like you use to make the decisions for your list?
uh one is their ability to talk on the mic, their overall performance, uh how much longevity they had with one within whatever company or whatever companies they have been to,
Right.
um their current and future potential within the wrestling world,
Okay.
and what they have done for the sport of wrestling and sports entertainment.
Okay. Okay. What they brought to the table overall. Sam, what about you? What are the criteria that you use to help you make your list?
I look at kind of like what they've done throughout their
Yeah,
career and stuff
I
like
should
that.
speak on the list.
I look at that. I look at like titles, popularity, how long they've been around. Like I said, what they've done throughout their career. I look at all that type of stuff. It's kind of like a whole when I was putting my stuff together.
Okay. I mean, I for me it's so much of what wrestling is it like just to be a professional wrestler, you gotta have the wrestling talent.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So like
Absolutely.
I don't really look at that. I mean, obviously you can have people who are more talented than others, but I think so much more of it is not just your ability to talk on the mic, right? To cut a promo, right? But like to live that promo even while you're in the ring, on your way to the ring, while you're in the ring, while you're on the side of the apron, while you're dealing with fans, you know what I mean? Like I really look at, for me, somebody like The Rock who has incredible like he's got obviously the sports physique, the athleticism, all of
Hmm.
that stuff, right? He also embodies what it means to be able to cut a promo, right? And talk on the mic. And that's dealing with the crowd, the wrestlers, the referees, the announcers.
Mhm.
It's everybody all day, period. But it's literally, I think he might be and he's my number two,
Mhm.
but he might be the best face and the best heel. Like he doing both of those. Like I hated the corporate champ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hated the
Mm.
corporate champ. And the
Getting
flip
that
to the
again.
people's champ was so like, I'm in. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, like he's for the like. I don't know if anybody is as good at being that hated and that loved,
At the
even at
same,
the same time.
yeah, at the same time, yeah. I can get that. I get that.
You know, like a lot of people, like I loved Austin, but Austin was an anti-hero.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
he's the
He
Punisher.
just was bad and was breaking all the rules. So, like, was he a face? Not really. But was
I,
he a heel?
Not really.
I think the
Really?
Yeah.
closest
You know
we've
what I'm
gotten to like another Rock as far as like that criteria will probably be someone like a John Cena. Because there was time people loved John Cena and then they hated him and then he
saying?
just kept it going. Like
You
he
know, John Cena was after I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
watching really anymore. Like I was watching when he first came in.
Yeah, for me, it was the
I hated his
beginning.
image. So I was like, I'm
I
out.
caught the early stuff of him. Then after
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Well, I caught the before he
Doctor
was
Thugonomics.
before, yeah.
hip hop.
no, he caught him at the prototype stage.
Yeah, I caught him at
Ooh,
prototype
ooh.
just before he switched over.
No,
Oh, when he
I saw some
slapped
of them,
Kurt
I saw
Angle
some
on
of
the
the early
first time.
bars.
But like for me, it's just it is kind of the in the ring, out of the ring,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the finisher. Like I do feel like a lot of times your finisher has so much to do with your personality.
Personality,
It does, yeah,
character.
yeah.
And like, I don't know, man, the pedigree is not that great of a move, but it's an incredible name for a move.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Damn it,
saying?
I forgot Rey Mysterio.
And
Mm.
for that kind of a heel, running that kind of a squad
Yeah,
is like, yeah, with the sledgehammer dog, like just yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it just it just
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like coming to
He
the
got
gym,
that Norse blood.
spit the water, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? At the side of the ring joint was just like
Spotlight
you
sitting
know,
over him. Yeah, classic.
it's that energy, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, yeah, it's stuff like that, man. It just those are I think Bret Hart is probably the first person that I remember I feel like having a dope like name. Like he
Oh,
got a rap name, either
Bret
Hitman.
Hart. Oh, Hitman. Okay, okay.
That mattered though because he wasn't Brutus the Barber Beefcake. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
Brutus
Like
the
he was
that's
Barber
always was
Beefcake.
weak. That was always weak.
it was.
Hitman kind of tough.
Hitman was kind of tough.
Kind of tough.
Uh-huh.
Because Owen Hart was just Owen Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it
like
wasn't like
real name. Okay, it's cool. Whatever. It's your name. Yeah,
and they had a squad, you know what I'm saying, Hart
yeah.
Foundation, but like
I did
it
like
just
the
wasn't
name
the
though. Heart
same.
Foundation. That was kind of cool.
Jokes, I don't want to really interrupt you too much while you trying to
Oh
like
no, you're
do
good.
math or whatever, but
I'm just writing ones
Jimmy
down now.
Superfly Snooker.
So I have all so those that's easy ones. So we're good.
well the ones once you narrow it down to 10, the
The
ones
issue
are coming
is
off the list.
the
Anybody who's
issue
only on there once, I'm sure is coming off the list.
that's the issue. So right now with the ones that are at 4, 3, and 2, it's 8. So there's still
What?
okay. Three people. Let me break it down. Hold on, break it down. So
Please do.
three people have 4,
Yeah.
3 people have 3,
Okay.
and 2 people have 2.
So hold on. How many people have four? Four, right?
3.
So three,
Uh huh. 3
three.
people have 3, and 2 people have 2.
All right. So right now,
That's 8.
that's eight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest only have one.
All have ones.
All right. So now we got to fight about. So we're fighting about who
Boy,
is 10th and who is ninth.
Yep.
Excellent. Let's do it. Who only has 1 point?
All right. So Brett,
Yeah.
Macho,
Yeah.
Andre,
Uh-huh.
McFoley.
First of all three of them, all four of them. Hold on. That can't be right.
No, Mick Foley
That
should
can't
have
be
2
right.
points
Because
because
I
I
was
had
saying, yeah,
McFoley
Big
was
Foley
on
should
my
have
list
Wait,
two.
and was on Marcus' list.
so it's 2. Okay, hold up. Then that's just like, you know what? I wrote his name
And
down
the
twice.
other
That's
three
the
came
problem.
off my list. So like all three of them was on my list.
So slight
Macho
change. So
Man, Bret
now,
Hart, and Andre all was on my
yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah. Yes, that's why Andre's only got 1. So now 9. So 9. So we only technically need 1 in the last place. So taking out Mick, I wrote his name twice. That's the problem. Um, Brett, Macho, Andre, Bruno, AJ, Omega, Osprey, Charlotte, Roman, Jericho. All have singles.
Yikes. Yikes. All right, well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm automatically gonna fight for the ones that are on my list. I'm not gonna fight for Brett. He is below the other two that are on
Mhm.
mine, but I'd be willing to fight for Macho Man and for Andre. And I'm gonna tell y'all that I know all three of you black men. The only reason why Hulk Hogan not on your list is because
Damn
no,
straight.
because I
like,
smooth was
yeah.
gonna put the Iron Sheik on my
Yeah.
list.
Hey,
so
I
look,
listen.
we're
smooth was
not
gonna
gonna
put
listen. I'm
Iron
just saying,
Sheik.
we not going to discredit Macho Man's legacy because most of his fights was really with Hulk Hogan
No,
because we
Nope, not
acting
at all.
like Hulk Hogan doesn't
Nope.
exist right now.
nope. Remember I
Listen,
said I always put him on my list.
he
But
was number 10.
yeah,
I had him. I had him in number 10.
so did I.
But it started as I started moving people around, I'm just like,
Wait, so joke. Say who has 1 point. 1 point again? You
so
said Bruno.
Bruno, Brett, Macho, Andre, AJ, Omega, Osprey, Charlotte, Roman, Jericho.
I mean, I'll fight for Omega and Chris Jericho. I, I'll I'll fight Omega and Chris Jericho.
I'm not. I'm not mad at that. Sin,
Yeah,
you had Jericho was on your list, right?
I did have Jericho on my list.
Jericho was on your list. Roman is
Yes.
also on your list, right?
Roman is 100% on my list. I would fight
Perfect.
for Roman.
Perfect.
So
I like
you're
that.
not gonna fight for Charlotte? Charlotte's okay to be excommunicado?
I'm just saying, no. I'm
Hey,
not listen. I'm not asking about whether or not he would fight for Charlotte. I'm just saying that you brought up two people that you would fight for,
Hmm.
Marcus, that aren't on your list, but they are on his list.
Hmm.
No, one of them is on my list. Omega's on my list.
No. But you just said the two you just mentioned that you would fight for. Omega wasn't one of those two. I'm just saying the two that you
Yeah, I
just
said
said,
Omega and Chris
yeah,
Jericho.
he did. He did.
Omega and Chris Jericho. So Omega's on your list, Jericho's on your list, then.
No. Roman.
And
Omega's not
Roman,
on my
'cause
list.
he said Roman and Jericho. He did
I
not
thought.
say
No,
Omega
no,
and
no.
I thought
Jericho.
I heard him say
I
Kenny.
said
I said
Omega. I
Omega.
said Omega
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Jericho.
Omega and Jericho.
Yes,
Those are the two you will fight for.
those are the two I would absolutely fight for.
One's on your list, one is not.
Yes,
Correct.
Got it. So who else was on your list, Marcus?
AJ
That you
Styles.
all right, so we just going to erase Slim. Go ahead, take him off the list, jokes.
You good with that?
AJ Styles is gone. Sam, let's talk. What you got?
Like I said, Roman or Jericho. I could bow Scarlett out.
All right, so just take Scarlett off. Take
Not Scarlett. Shit, Charlotte. Sorry.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Take Charlotte
Hmm.
off the list. Go ahead, take Brett off the list.
Hmm.
That eliminates three. Who's left?
We got
Macho Man,
Macho,
Andre.
Andre, Bruno. You know what? I'll let Bruno go.
Get him out of here.
I'll let
Is he
Bruno
is he
go.
is he the authority dude on a?
No,
Oh,
not
I keep getting
not
confused.
Sandmar. Oh God. Oh God.
I'm still learning everything again.
Bruno San. Just to give you. So Bruno San Martino has the longest
I remember
reign
now.
as WWE champion. 2 title reigns, and the total is like over 4,000 days. So he stands in a
Yeah.
place all to himself.
He's gone. Who's left?
I'm sorry, my
Get him
man
out of
got
here.
San Martin guy. That's funny. So Macho, Andre, Omega, Osprey, Jericho, Roman. Hey Marcus, I'm sorry if I had to pick between Jericho and Omega right now. Jericho is outweighing Omega for me. I love Omega, but I'm Jericho with what he's done in comparison to Omega. Don't get me wrong. When Okada's name is brought up, Omega's name is right there, and
Mm-hmm.
I give him for his New Japan side of things. But Jericho over
I
Omega.
don't know nothing about Kenny Omega, so I would pick Jericho in a heartbeat over Slim because them walls is something serious, bro. You know what I mean? That lion tamer, you know what I'm
Woo.
saying, goes in a little bit, and he had a few moments.
Mm-hmm.
And
Would I put him above some of these other joints? Nah, I
Probably
don't
not.
think I would put him. I wouldn't put him above. Honestly, I could maybe deal with some pushback for Andre the Giant, but that dude he just was a staple so much for so long, dog. Like just because I mean, obviously it's just because of his size, but that was a very real thing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like Slim was just doing it, but like I'd give up Andre before I actually have Andre higher than Macho Man
Mm-hmm.
because Andre again just by sheer size, but just by showing up. But it's like it's more than like Elegante. Elegante was a big dude, but Andre the Giant is honestly one of the first wrestlers that really went beyond the
On
wrestling
wrestling
ring.
ring.
Like everybody knew who Slim was. Like it wasn't
yep.
like, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I feel like really matters. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could take the biggest name in wrestling right now. If it's not John Cena, and it's not The Rock, and they don't really count anymore because they're not really wrestlers anymore. They're actors now that are going back to wrestling. If you take a Roman Reigns, people don't really know him outside of wrestling. They just don't. Like he doesn't have that kind of, and
Not yet.
that's
Nope.
kind of a strange thing with wrestling as big as it is right now, and that could very easily change with the move to Netflix. But like you didn't have like you're talking regular network television. Andre the Giant was everybody knew.
Everywhere.
He was doing late night shows, like just because of who he was, but it's also not like he wasn't very impactful in the ring. And even with all of that, I would pull him out and put Macho Man over him
Mm-hmm.
because Macho Man was also everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Try to eat a Slim Jim right now.
Can't do it
Snap it to a Slim Jim.
without that.
Ooh,
Can't do it
yeah.
without that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
even
and I'm
the
not.
Slim Jim commercials today. He's still in it. It don't
He's
matter that
still
they have current WWE superstars. He's still in it.
The
You
is.
can't do
voiceover,
it.
Look, when it,
the video package still there.
I'm
hey, when it
Still
just
comes to
doing Slim
Halloween every
Jim.
year, he's one of the biggest selling Halloween costumes.
100%, dog. Like
Yep.
him and like I listen. If Ultimate Warrior had survived longer, he
Right.
might be up on this list for real. But like, I mean, two people cosplay Ultimate Warrior at the last convention we was
Mm-hmm.
at, and
And
won.
one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing. But for real, there is no Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior was basically Sting and Macho Man morphed into one dude.
Yeah. Fused.
Giving, I'm not giving Slim on cocaine. I'm not really
Yeah,
giving Slim
right.
no extra points. You know what I'm saying for that? Like,
Ultimate
Ah, yeah,
Warrior.
he was coked up in there.
yeah, literally
Damn,
Sting
I forgot about
and
Sting.
Macho Man's
Hmm.
flair on cocaine, dog. Like, I'm not giving him
Still,
no extra.
Macho Man's just character and just his promos. They're still classic to this
Oh,
day.
his voice,
Yeah.
his woman,
Yep.
his like, and like it was, and he didn't just beef with Hogan. His beef with George the Animal Steel. George the Animal Steel was fitting to get him some Stephanie, dog. He was fitting to get that joint, dog. Eating turnbuckles and some more. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will fight for Macho Man. I
Like I
will
said,
fight for
I'm at
he
that.
was on my list until yesterday. Then I switched him with Charlotte. So I'm not mad at Macho Man even in the slightest.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's really hard, even with the names we have listed. It's really hard for me to see a top 10 list that does not have Macho Man Randy Savage on
Mhm.
that list. And that's like, even like again, like I don't really do a lot of the new wrestling,
Mhm.
right? I know who people are. I know who's popular and who's famous for the most part right now, dog. It kind of is tough for me to not have like I don't have Roddy on my joint. Roddy Piper's not on my joint.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like he Jai like is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But I don't know if he quite cracks top 10. But he was certainly at a time he was bigger than just
Mm-hmm.
WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
WCW. I have a hard time with Macho Man not being in the top 10. So if he's 10, I'm cool with it. Now we can fight about who else is in that list for the
That's
running.
still there, cause like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Sin. I love Roman too. Like, don't get me wrong. What he's done in the
Mhm.
last 3 years as the tribal chief, nothing is gonna touch that little instance that he has on there. But if you think of it as a whole in comparison to some of these others,
Uh,
Roman, as of yet, to me, just doesn't quite fit the mold. Definitely future potential, 100%, absolutely. But right now, in the group that we're talking about, Roman doesn't quite fit the bill just yet.
Unfortunately, he's stuck in the shadow of the rest of the bloodline. Like it is what it is. Like he might be at the top of it, but like, yeah, you can't. There really ain't no him without the Rock. There really like, and nothing that he's really doing isn't something that doesn't feel like it's been done. But they created a great storyline around him. But like,
Hmm.
I don't know that that makes him so
Hmm.
spectacular.
Yeah. Now, if we
You know what
go
I
into
mean?
storylines, then if we say one of the greatest storylines
well,
that we've ever done, then that Roman bloodline storyline gonna be at the top of that list
I would add
somewhere.
his title reign into it because he has one of the longest title reigns ever now. You know, so
Valid.
that is something that he can carry on into the future. But
You
no,
know what's
I'm not.
funny to me is that like I didn't put title reign in my thought for it because I feel like title reign is fluke. Because
Hmm.
they really can just decide at any time who they want to give a title to and who they don't. They can make anybody the popular superstar if they want to. They can bring anybody back and put anybody in. And to be honest, a lot is I will say that there are people who got injured or got hurt that should have or would have had title reigns or would have interrupted that title reign, but because they got hurt, they not there. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But like
Mhm.
you could take a Daniel Bryan, you could take people that just wrestled their heart out and really did the thing and really would have had that title reign. So even like bringing up like a Bruno Sammartino, it's like yeah, but you don't. He didn't have to be. They just let him be.
Hmm.
And because they decide that joint in a room somewhere while they're doing stories, it's just like, well, the story is really good, so we're gonna keep them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best person or
And
that they're
majority of that title reign he had, he was injured. He was at home collecting checks as a
yeah,
champion.
which
Still
is
counts.
like even Undertaker for me is like you look at how long he went undefeated at WrestleMania. I think for a long time that was just fluke. Like they just weren't even thinking about it. And then somebody realized, hey dog, we never let this brother lose at WrestleMania. And so finally it was like he had to do it. And then when they did it, he lost to somebody nobody wanted to see him lose to, but it was a big deal. It turned
Yeah.
heads, da, da, da. All of that is paycheck. That's all payola. Like I don't really look at title reigns to be honest, because they really
Gotcha.
could just they can pull the plug on that whenever they feel like it. And they just didn't. But that doesn't, I mean, again, I'm not saying it's not significant. It is significant. But like when I'm listening to them be like, let's just let Cena get back in and get one more title so that he can have the number.
Uh huh.
Again, that's fluke. It doesn't really count. It doesn't actually mean anything. So like you're just doing it to do it, and you know that there are people who want to see it. It's gonna boost numbers and it's gonna put money. It's gonna put dollars on. You know what I'm saying? In it, but it doesn't actually mean Slim is that great. I don't know that he would actually in an actual match would he be able to beat some of these people? Probably not. He look jokes like, but that's my man though, and they can't.
I mean, all I can really say about like my picks is that one Kenny Omega, he may not have been the first belt collector because I believe it was Kurt Angle that maybe they were kind of doing it both at the same time,
Hmm.
but he definitely set the standard of being a champion, performing in the ring, going to multiple promotions at the same time, winning their top title and elevating that brand. That's the reason that like and got that exposure to those promotions, which is why like people also now talk about it here in the States
Hmm.
versus like it being like a very niche thing.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
reason why I chose Kenny Omega.
Listen, Omega, like for actually for those reasons, I will say he is absolutely going to be in this conversation at some point. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Omega is probably one of the reasons why a lot of eyes went to New Japan.
Mhm.
Like him showing between him and the Young Bucks, just because of how their personas were and everything, pulled a lot of eyes in that direction. And then look what happens. They end up creating their own company over here, which I'm gonna be honest with you, that is one of the best things that they could have done in having another wrestling promotion coming back around again. So he's got his foot in a lot of elements that put him at that caliber. But when you
Yeah,
throw him into the mix right now,
it's hard to
yeah.
take that away. Like you kind of can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You kind of can't take that away. Like, but here's the other thing I'll say about that. There is something to be said for like, yep, jumping from promotion to promotion or whatever. But it also means that like you haven't been able to hold
Get
your
solid
ground
feet.
and
Yeah.
stand in one place and hold it down in that place. So like, yeah, bouncing around from place to place is cool, and you might have brought more eyes to another promotion, but you couldn't hold it down in the joint with the quote unquote big dogs. You couldn't do that in WWE. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, or whatever. Like you had to go to New Japan, and you had to go to, you know what I mean. You had to. So like, I don't know if I would like necessarily. I would give him credit for being able to be. It's like being a big fish in a small pond. You know what I'm saying, and going somewhere and kind of showing up and being. New Japan been huge everywhere but the States
Yeah.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
Forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Fire
him
Pro
bringing
Wrestling Games.
them from the States, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a big deal over here, but it's not really a big deal outside of here. And again, this is me just talking from like, I'm not really watching or really following. I'm talking just from a pure business and looking at it from the outside looking in standpoint. Like, all right, but you why did you have to go to these other promotions? How come you couldn't get these titles and hold them down in WCW and WWE or in the ECW or any of these other promotions that were the big promotions that were here? You had to go do the smaller promotions. And look, not that you didn't bring them up and help them get something, not that starting AEW wasn't an important thing or a big deal. But dog, you ain't no Macho Man, dog. Stop playing with me. Are you not?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It sounds
you
like it's
just yeah.
macho.
It's Macho.
From the voice to the rap album, dog. You stop playing
Come
with
on
me.
now.
He's
Kenny
Slim Jim.
Omega dropped no bars on somebody, dog.
Hey, dog, if Kenny Omega got bars, I mean,
He
even Ric
like
Flair got bars. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I wouldn't. No disrespect to the hard work Kenny Omega has done, or honestly,
uh-huh.
any of the hard work any of these people have
Right,
done
Yeah.
right.
day in and day out. You know what I'm saying, or
But
whatever, traveling around, or like it's hard. It's a hard life. It's
Macho's
tough.
a household name. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, come on, dog. Like, I don't know, man. You could go say Macho Man's name anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He been dead for like 15 years.
And you getting the oh yeah out of
Yep.
every person
Yep.
when you say that name.
Either that
That
or snap into a Slim Jim.
yeah, like I'm just saying, like, look,
Or Bonesaw is ready.
Shut
yeah,
up.
bro. Again, I'm not even, and again,
I
like,
got you for 3 minutes.
you can leave the Spider-Man joint out of it. You know, that's already extra for me. But like, real talk, I don't know, dog. I'm talking about not just like I'm talking about full-on cultural.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Okay,
dog. Like,
so
I don't know if there's anybody else who didn't make. He's only on my list. He didn't make anybody else, but he almost made y'all's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dog. I'm and listen, you can put it, you can say anybody else's name you want to. I'm gonna fight you. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna fight you for that joint. Who else you got? I'm saying that Macho Man is number 10. That's where I'm at right now.
Hey,
No,
listen,
I said I'm with
Willie.
you. Like I said, I almost picked Macho Man. Like, yes, Macho Man. I'm perfectly good
fine.
with that being 10.
I'm fine with it.
Macho's 10.
Cool. Get the
Throwing out there.
number 9. What do we have a tie for
We
who?
got ties with the twos. So we have
Okay.
Randy Orton, Kazuchika Okada, and Mick Foley.
All right, so listen.
You said
I'm
Okada,
gonna tell y'all
Mick
right now,
Foley, and who?
And
Randy Orton. You already know I hate Randy Orton. He got a regular name. I'm gonna tell you right
Nope.
now, he's number 9.
Nope.
He's
Nope.
number 9. That's right. That's how I feel.
I will put Okada at number 9.
I'm cool with that because I don't know who that is either. But just because his name is Japanese, it sounds cooler. So
Right now,
I don't know
Okada
what
would be my
Okada
number
does.
9.
I don't know even if he has a finisher. He could just be a man with draws. I don't know nothing about him.
He's
He
a man
has a
with draws,
finisher.
Most
It's
of these guys are just a man with draws. I don't know nothing about Okada. So like I can't
speak
say
to it as
nothing
much.
about that. I don't really. If you put Okada at 9, I'm okay with Okada at 9. Sam, where are you? Do you know who that is?
I know exactly who Okada is.
All right,
I
is he
know.
9?
Only thing sitting the
No,
bitch.
I'm going Randy.
Yeah,
You
I
want
knew she
Randy
was
at
I'm going
gonna
9?
say
Randy.
it.
Yeah,
It
I'm not.
jokes. I hate to do this, but
I'm
I
not
have
Hold
going
on,
Okada.
Okada at 8 and Randy at 9. That's where you feel, Sam?
I have to go with
No, I said
Randy.
Randy.
Jokes
Oh,
like
At
Randy at
9?
9.
at
Yes.
not
No,
like Randy has like his, no pun intended, a legacy, and
All
him
pun
just
intended.
punning people in the face and just doing whatever he wants to anyone he wants whenever he wants.
Oh no,
So what it
when them
sounds like
old
you're
Randy
explaining
Orton
to me,
clips.
you're pushing them higher than 9 from the explanation that you're giving to me right now. Continue. No, continue what you're saying. I'm sorry. Continue.
I just, as long as he's on the list, as long as Randy is on the
No, we
list.
fighting for Randy. Randy deserves to be much higher. I'm sorry. Hold up.
all right, hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do
All right.
this. Jokes.
Yeah.
Randy was on your list and he
Yeah.
was on Marcus' list,
Yeah.
right? He didn't make either one of me or Sam's list. So
Nope.
really the two of y'all have to do this. Now we also know that Marcus just made his list up off the cuff. So Marcus couldn't even tell you where Randy was on his list. So like, I can't even you know what I'm saying? So here's where I'm at. Where was Randy on your list, Jokes? What
Randy
number
for
was
me was number
8.
8.
it? All right. So close to 9. I'm just saying.
Next
No.
door.
But listen, I
They
was
were
gonna put
neighbors.
him at 8 still because I will put Mick Foley above Randy Orton. So
Okay.
I am.
Yes.
So I am.
I want Mick
I am.
Foley above
Yes.
Randy Orton
Yes.
100%.
I am
Yes.
also in that same boat.
But I
So
would
let me just
do.
make sure. So right now, where we are, Jokes. Okada at 9, Orton at 8,
Mm,
Foley at 7.
That's where I would be at. I'm 100%. That is where I would be at.
I'm definitely going. I don't care where
Which
Okada and Orton fall. To be honest,
so in
I
that
don't
case, you know
care.
what?
As
Let's
long as
see the
they're
vote.
under mankind.
As
Sin,
long as
where are
they
you at
under
on this?
mankind, Mick Foley. You know what
Mick
I'm
Foley
saying?
got 4 opportunities here to put himself in different positions.
He does. He got a lot of names.
So Sin,
But
you're in agreement? Because Sin, if you're in
Yes.
agreement, that's 3 versus 1.
What, that Okada at 9, Randy at 8, and mankind at 7? Yeah.
so let's go with that. Let's go with that. All right. Give me the list right now, Jokes from 10 through
So
7.
10 is Macho Man. 9 would be Okada. 8 is Orton. 7 is Foley.
Okay.
Okada is crazy to me for some reason. He's crazy to me right there.
Hey, dog, listen. The fact that Sting isn't on this list is crazy.
It's
The fact that Roddy
I did
Piper is
I
on this
did
list
say, like, I forgot
is
about
crazy.
Stig.
Like,
Totally.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there's definitely people
yeah.
who should be on this list that are not on this list, but it's cool. Y'all fight about it in the comments.
Blerdcon gonna fight it out.
It
I'm gonna
is
enjoy it.
it is what it is.
Oh man.
What are we fighting for? So we have people that have 3 votes, right?
Yep.
All right. So who are people with 3 votes?
We got Shawn Michaels,
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold, and Ric Flair.
Oh
yeah. Now
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now,
you fighting for Rick?
I am, but Shawn Michaels is at the bottom of that.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
Shawn
that.
Michaels at the
It's
bottom of that.
3 against 1, Sid. It's
I'm
3
fine
against
with
1.
that.
Shawn Michaels at the bottom of that, dog.
I know, and I know where y'all are coming from. I just feel like it's just. I feel
Hold
like
on.
this is
Who didn't make
discredited.
somebody's list?
Rick
Shawn Michaels on my list.
They're
Shawn
all on
Michaels
mine.
is on my list.
They're all on mine.
So it's just Marcus who doesn't have one of them on his list then. Because these people all have 3.
Mhm.
So Shawn Michaels is on all of our lists. He was my number 10.
Michaels was my.
And I'm gonna be real with you. He's only on my list because of that sweet chin music. That's it. I like his attitude.
Not the super kick, the sweet chin music.
Yeah, it's not a super
Because
kick.
that don't put you down. It didn't
Someone
take.
else does a super kick. Slim plays music on your chin.
The
That joint
occasional,
tight,
the
dog. I
occasional
don't care.
twice.
It matters what you call a joint, dog. It really does matter what you call the move. It's different. I would put him at the bottom of those folks.
I'm good with that.
You know I'm gonna fight for Flair all the way. Because I don't think any of these Bama's have anything without him. He the king of the mic. Period. He started it. And John like finished it. He's still cutting promos. That man hasn't wrestled. That man cuts a new promo on Instagram like every day, dog.
Dog. Jay Lethal put up a video. I don't know if it was Jay Lethal or if it was Rick today put up a video, and it was them in the ring, and Jay Lethal was suplexing this dude. I'm just like, oh my god, Rick, stop!
Yeah, he's not buying it, dog. Like it's just, yeah, it's okay. Like he's making it worse.
I'm
But
not,
like,
I'm actually not against. I'm not against what you said. Like without Flair, a lot of these stars now wouldn't have gotten the footing the way that they do, and shifting over to the Attitude Era for a lot of them, you know, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, like this time that they did that golden age almost that you could say that they were really moving away from into their time frame. It was
he
just a
remained significant even into their
yeah.
time frame. That's the thing that's crazy. Like, and most of that, I'll be honest, not that he couldn't fight, like he was wrestling, but like it's because he could. It's because of the way he could cut promos and what he could do in the ring. It just, you know what I mean? Like that just there is nobody who has ever been better at it than him. There are people who are as good as him. And I think The Rock is the closest to it, but I think The Rock brings like black people doing the snaps to it. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about your mother to it.
Mhm.
That like, he brought a little bit of that to it, that kind of sassy, cut you off, whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, Ric Flair's not my favorite wrestler because of his wrestling. There's nothing about Ric Flair in blue tights that has ever made me be like,
that is the most honest thing you probably said all week.
The woo,
Came out his wrestling.
the woo, the promo, and the chop.
Care.
That's
I
it.
literally, dog, bro. When you can make a chop that lethal, it's only that lethal because of the trash you talked before and after you did it, bruh. That's it, dog.
Yeah.
I'm about to get on a plane with my alligator shoes. You know what I'm saying? Riding my limousine, it like fur coat. Like I'm
him.
He literally was the first person to be like, nah, I am him. Like full on to the shades to whatever. I'm snatching this mic from you. Like like it's only certain people that like really made Mean Gene like work. Like Mean Gene had to work next to people like him. You know what I'm saying? And like I just feel like he just, for anybody, I don't care how mean you were or how fast you were or how smart you were or how much trash you talk, it all started there for real. And everything about sports entertainment really starts there. You're building whether you are a heel or a face right then and there.
Yep.
Everything else that happens in the ring is all stuff everybody gets to do. Everybody takes the bumps. And not that he wasn't like first with the razor blade off the forehead, whatever. But like lived it, breathed it, worked it, mic'd it, and made it matter, dog. Four Horsemen don't even matter without him. They don't. None of them Bambas was dope on the mic. Arn Anderson, who cares, dog?
Arn the Glock Anderson.
Exactly. Not really. The only reason why he was dope is because double alliteration. Arn Anderson. That joint sounds vicious.
That and the
So did
Spinebuster. That
Fantastic
was
Four
about
when they
it.
first said it. So like I'm not giving Slim.
So what you're saying is we're all in agreement that Shawn Michaels is at 7?
We've been
Yes.
we already
I
said
mean,
that.
Finn's not.
I mean, since the, I mean,
He's outvoted.
that's why I said it.
Is-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's
tough.
already this.
All right. So then, what are we fighting about right now?
It's Austin
Nothing.
Flair. But honestly,
I mean,
just like
I
you,
was a fine. I agree with you from the beginning when you first said the list of who you wanted in those spots. I was good.
yeah. So I'm good with
I had no dog in this fight. I'm chilling.
Michaels, Austin, Flair.
Okay. Austin. It's mighty low. But all right.
Okay.
Whose list is he not on? It got to be Marcus.
It's
Yeah.
not mine. I definitely said Stone Cold.
Wait, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Is it written down?
You asking me? Am I sure?
You had the list written down.
I have the list, and according for Austin,
Because I'm just saying, like,
I have 3.
Stone Cold is definitely on
hold
mine.
on, dog. Hold on, dog.
Something, Mark. See, Marcus, this is why you don't do it on the fly. Because now,
You the one that wrote it down.
correct. Now I have
You
3.
can actually
which is
confirm
me-
if it's on the list.
which is me, Sin, and B.
That's not my problem.
All right,
It
listen,
is your
here's what-
problem because you don't even have your own damn list written down.
Yeah, you don't even know who his actual list is. And this is what I'm gonna tell you. He is on my list. He's number 4 on my list.
Number 3 on mine.
Austin's number 1 on mine.
Okay. I mean, Flair's number 1 on mine. Like, I'm not even going.
Right.
Flair,
I
Flair
just-
6, yeah.
Who has? Okay, let me just who's left that has 4 on their Because even if, let's just say, for the sake of arguing, right, that
Austin made
that
it into the 4.
Austin had 4. Let's just say, for the sake of arguing, that Austin had 4. All it would really do was flop Flair and Austin, technically. But we got to figure out who. So who do we have left that has 4 on the list?
Rock, Taker, and Triple H. So I can already tell you this. Rock and Taker would be 1 and 2. We fight which way that would go.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I like.
Triple H is 1 or 2 in that
Yeah.
Nah,
running.
Sin is like, nah. This
I was
fight
about to say,
was-
shit.
No, I know Sin's gonna do, but I'm
Let me tell
sorry.
you something. I know how you feel about it, but the consensus will not be. I don't have Triple H being higher than either one of them. I know you like him better than them, but
I mean, yes, I do. But I think he's over Undertaker, at least.
you wildin'.
Wilding. I'm
You're
sorry.
wild.
Listen, Undertaker
You're
didn't.
wildin', dog, and I don't even.
Taker
But
had
go-
the same
you know what,
gimmick
bro?
for almost 15 years before finally switching to like American Badass. Like that dude rocked the same gimmick. Okay, you know what? I'll take it back. Corporate Taker, when he had like the ministry, like if you want to say that was like kind of a small shift. Triple H kind of moved around a little bit. And listen, I'll give him props just off of getting off the Hunter Hearst Helmsley and evolving and moving into being Triple H. Cause the whole
I don't listen. I don't really need to hear you talk about why you feel like Undertaker is better than Triple H. I need to hear Sin tell me why Triple H is better than Undertaker. Why he's higher than, not better, but higher than Undertaker. That's what I need to hear.
He helped create one of the greatest factions of all time in DX. The Suck It chant is still done everywhere inside and outside of wrestling to this day. And we are currently in the Triple H era of the WWE as a whole. He went through everything in the ring, had to retire because of injuries and stuff like that, but moved up to be practically running WWE right now. And like I said, we're in the Triple H era. That's what this is being called. Not Undisputed, not Attitude. We're in his area, what he's doing. Everybody's loving to help turn the company around to what it is today. I think that just, for that alone, helps shoot him above The Undertaker. I completely get The Undertaker. Love The Undertaker. Completely iconic. His gimmick, the whole 9 yards. his run in WrestleMania, great. I just think that overshadows just for being somebody known in the ring for doing like that wrestling thing. Just everything Triple H has accomplished collectively to help not just in the ring, just outside the ring, elevate the business. That's why I put Triple H in that part.
Marcus, I want to hear what you think.
Not to counter your point, Stan, but Undertaker was the main leader of that locker room. He was the one grooming everyone to be at that high level. So without him being that leader, Trips would have not ascended to where he needed to be.
Okay.
And let's keep it a buck. He's only really known right now outside of the DX, which is also a Shawn Michaels suck it thing. Before it was a him thing. So you have to give that to Shawn Michaels, not Trips. If you're going for that level of, oh, this is used everywhere. But I still say Undertaker is over. Like, not only did he lived it, yes, what Trips is doing outside the ring now is cool, but he didn't get there just off of like, oh, random, let me apply for this job for my LinkedIn profile. Like, he's been in there and he is married to what was the boss's daughter. So, like,
He slept his way to the top. That's what he just said. That's literally what he said. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, man, like one of his, like, listen, I like Triple H. I think he's cool. I think he was a pretty solid wrestler. I understand that you loved him when he was in the ring and was doing his thing. Totally get that. And I have a lot of actual love for the way that he's running the business and has turned it around. Like, has been able to see it for what it needs to be versus what he was doing with it.
Right.
But I also think that his opportunity to have that happen is only happening because, again, he's married to the boss's daughter. Like, if it's not for that, then that's not happening. And I can credit him, but I think that almost anybody else who was in his position would be able to do what he's doing right now. Like, I just think I think that what he's doing in the position he's in is he's doing it as a wrestler from the ring who lived it in the ring, right? Who really did it. Mm-hmm. And I think anybody else who was in that position would run it the same way, right? Because so many of the people who do run these promotions don't run it like a wrestler. You know what I mean? Who lived and dealt with it and whatever, right? They run it like the business person, or they run it, you know what I mean? Like somebody outside, they do it from a corporate standpoint. And he's really doing it from a people or a wrestlers or, whatever. So I do think there's a lot to be said for that. I don't know if I would necessarily give him additional credit for it because he happens to be the person that's in the position. Because I don't necessarily know that he would have that position again if he hadn't, again, you know what? Been just as shiesty as the people who we hated who were in those positions so that he could be with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know that that's, and what he's doing for it is good for him. It lines his pockets. It helps him, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And it still is good, I think, for the wrestlers. From what we see on the outside, looking in, it seems like it's the right things and like he's making the right calls and the things that make the most sense. But like, we don't know necessarily that the folks that are in the locker rooms are feeling the same way or don't think a certain thing or whatever. Right. So like, you can't really take that away from his legacy because it is part of what his legacy is, right? But like, I would say that just from a pure, like, if again, in the same way that if you go out right now and you ask random people who is Triple H, they won't know. And if you go out and you ask random people who is Hunter Hearst Helmsley, they will be like, what are you talking about? But if you go out and you say, who's the Undertaker, they're gonna know who that is because his reign was so much bigger than WWE. It was so much bigger than just wrestling. It was a whole thing. And it is like it's a complete change. Like when we talk about somebody coming down to the ring, I love the way Triple H come down to the ring, lights out, time to play the game, get on the joint. Like I said, we talked about earlier, water bottle, spitting, whatever. But nobody just comes out to a church bell. You hear that doom, it's over, dog. Like
instant shivers down your spine. Instant.
Single note. You either think Taco Bell or the Undertaker. You don't know what's happening.
Hey, listen, honestly, if you had Taco Bell, I'm gonna have a long you probably getting the visit from the Undertaker.
Either I'm scared.
You get a double bell.
I have to be so for real about like the Undertaker being the first Bama that I feel like even people in wrestling was actually scared of Slim. You know what I'm saying? Just the pop to sit straight up after you do something to him, punish a Bama, and then put him inside of an actual casket. And like even having Paul Bearer, who right now still one of the greatest. Like if we was doing top 10 managers of all time,
Number one.
like, but came in. Yeah, I don't know about the number one, but very close. But came in off the Paul Bearer and ran that joint, like with the urn, and they're like, but all of that is part of what that was. That persona was so much that even when he gave that up, he was like, well, can't keep putting people in caskets. I'm just gonna ride a motorcycle
and I'm gonna kick ass. That's
down
it.
to the ring and use a regular song. I'm just gonna use a joint off the radio. Like nobody was doing that. That just didn't. It didn't happen, dog. Like I'm just going bandanas and whatever. And so, like when you talk about somebody reframing who they are while remaining the same Bama and still doing all the same moves, same choke slam, same tombstone,
He had
same
it
joint.
one move. He had it one move, kept everything the same. He had the last ride because of the having the motorcycle, added that jump to the repertoire, but still used everything else the exact same way.
Hey dog, this Bama had 3 jumps. Like 3 finishes is crazy. It's crazy. Like I don't like. I do have I got a lot of love for Triple H. And if Triple H had come in when the Undertaker came in, maybe if he had lasted that long. But like Undertaker shows up now and has Rhea to jump, like, yeah, let's go. And people are like, ah! Like it's just a, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole thing, bro. Like that makes news because everybody knows who the Undertaker is. You know what I'm saying? Even outside of that. And so like as dope as Triple H is and was when he was really doing this thing in the ring with the sledgehammer, all the crazy stuff that DX did or whatever, in some weird and kind of unfortunate ways, he's like a Vince McMahon now. Like it's a lot of people who don't know who Vince McMahon is. Have no idea. You go out there and you say the name, they'll only know him because Trump. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, so like, I just don't think, and when we just say of all time, his impact, absolutely unmistakable, whatever, but he can't even make that impact without the Undertaker. He can't. It just don't. Undertaker will walk down to the ring and clear the entire DX out of that joint. Clear the whole joint, dog. Single-handedly. And again, Kane didn't show up on this list. Because it's not the same. It's not the same.
Had impact. Definitely had impact, but it just it didn't hit the same.
I mean, I just look. I actually think you have really, really great, strong arguments for why you put Triple H where you put him. And I think in any other circumstance, it might work. But because the 3 of us technically outvoted you in it, I still just wanted to hear. And I think it's important to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like I do. Unfortunately.
I'm not mad. Like, he did pass it down to Rhea, so I'm good regardless. So, yeah, I'm good regardless.
You know what I'm saying? He did pass that thing down. Jokes, where we at? Give me 10 through where we are like at right now.
So currently 10 Macho, 9 Okada, 8 Orton, 7 Foley, 6 Michaels, 5 Austin, 4 Flair.
All right. So 3 is
Triple H.
Trip.
So now we're talking
Rock and Taker.
Undertaker and The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that Undertaker's my number 3 and Rock is my number 2. I have Rock over Undertaker.
I believe I also have that the same.
I
Actually,
have
no,
Rock at 2 and Undertaker at 7 on mine.
Rock is number 1 on my list.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
Hey,
switched with
listen.
MJF. Remember?
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second.
remember that tidbit in the beginning?
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Saying the
I said
Rock.
The Rock at the very beginning. I said
Hey,
The Rock at the
listen. Hey,
very
listen.
beginning, and then he said
Yeah.
go from 10. So The Rock was already number 1 on my
Hey,
list.
It's all right. It's all
no,
right.
it wasn't. Hey,
He
Sin.
did. He was. He was.
It
That was
was
the first thing he said was Rock.
The Rock and MJF in the same
That doesn't.
like.
No, 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 no. If you go back, the very first thing was like
You're
he was like,
good.
"I'm starting first," and
You
I was
did
just
say the
like,
Rock.
"The
You
Rock."
did. You
I
did.
said it
You
off
did.
jump. Number 1, The
Yes,
Rock.
you did. It's just the fact that after that you replaced it with MJF. That's all. That's it.
Listen,
Which is crazy.
MJF is solid,
So
but
where do they
MJF.
sit on your list?
I had Undertaker over the Rock.
Interesting. Everybody else has The Rock
Over the Taker.
over
Yes.
Undertaker.
I
Yes.
kind of sit here. I'm kind of thinking like,
I don't think we need to argue about that. I think that where we have it on our list
It's solid.
speaks. I think it's Undertaker and then it's The
under
Rock.
the. I'm not mad at that.
All right. That's
Give me
that.
a rundown
Yeah.
from 10 to 1.
So number 10, we got the Macho Man. Number 9, we got Kazuchika Okada. At number 8, we have Randy Orton. Number 7, we have Mick Foley. Number 6, we have Shawn Michaels.
I could have sworn Shawn Michaels was at the bottom and Ric Flair was at the top. Anyway, continue.
Well, if you would let me continue, we would kind of.
We're not
Uh,
going. Marcus don't remember his own list. So
I know he don't.
we're not getting ready to take like.
So Austin number 5. Ric Flair's number 4. Triple H number 3. Undertaker number 2. And The Rock is number 1.
Man,
Blerdcon, here we come.
that's crazy, dog. I'm
People
gonna tell
gonna be
you right
upset.
now. Austin's real low. Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Some
Austin
people
is
in the audience
real
might have
low.
a problem with how we got here.
So we're going to Blerdcon with who at number 1
The
The
Rock.
Rock.
and who at number 2
The Undertaker.
and who at number 3.
Triple H.
That's getting moved immediately. I'm gonna tell you right now. You better get your Hey,
You better be ready, Sin, because you're gonna have to defend Triple H for
I'm
us.
gonna tell you right now. They're gonna try to move that joint.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
First
Friday
person when
night,
we go in,
8
Jones
p.m.
probably is gonna try to put Roman at number 1. It's that that's gonna be.
Oh no, I'll fight that every day of the week.
It's gonna happen.
He was gonna say that.
What do you mean it's gonna happen? Who's
Listen.
letting that happen?
Oh no, it's not the fact of. It's gonna take all of us to stop that from happening. But there's at least gonna be that one person there, and we're gonna probably have to make a rule about that because the same person gonna keep trying to put Roman at number 1 and try to use up all of our vetoes.
That's just the way it goes. Eat a bean.
I
Risk it.
The multiple.
I have some rule changes in mind already.
Cool.
Y'all might not like them, but
Oof.
you know we're not gonna talk about it now.
No, we can wait till we hang this up and then we can talk about it then.
Yup. So close it out, jokes.
So, that is your Loading Snacks top 10 wrestlers of all time. Oh, I can't wait for Blerdcon.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you taking the time out so we could do this list. So let us know, for those of you who are watching, let us know what your top 10 is. And if you're going to be at Blerdcon, bring your list and try to fight it out. Because I feel like some of you guys out there are going to have to fight for some of your top 10s out there. But
I would agree.
until Blerdcon, for the homie Gage, for the homie Marcus, for the homie Sin, it's your boy Jokes. We catch you on the next episode.
Loading snacks.